Hi, welcome to Truth to Tal and Isaac. I'm Tal.
I'm Isaac.
Episode number 52 coming at you. 52 is a good number. I got a guy. He's a pretty intense guy.
Ray Lewis.
Yep, that was an easy one. Really great. I've been a linebacker.
I don't think the people have heard
dude.
about him. We should spend more time.
Maybe he was accused of murder.
No, I think his buddy
murdered
he was just
somebody.
cool with it, maybe.
No, he was just not talking.
Yeah, he was cool with it.
Yeah, he was not ratting on his buddy.
Respect.
Yep.
Nice, Ray Lewis.
Yeah, good job, Ray. So we're talking about the Super Bowl. Talking about some prop bets, betting stuff. Not going to lie, betting stuff is not my area of expertise.
Well, I don't know much, and you know nothing.
Yep, I know virtually zero.
I know a little bit.
Hey, Rams or Niners, $10. Okay, 3.5 points. Good, I'll take that. Like
that doesn't make sense. So even that, I don't really understand. What does that mean? Like,
no, I have the Rams minus 3.5, so they have to win by 4.
Spread's 4.5, right?
Is it 4.5? I have 4.
I think so. Okay, maybe you got it at 4.
Okay, it's all good. We got a few off the top things, but we are going to wait until after the Super Bowl preview because Isaac said so.
Yeah.
Quick shout out, Colin Alsop. Calling out for the next episode today at school.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah,
That's respect.
It was pretty cool.
Nice call.
Actually. Yeah, good call. So Super Bowl's awesome. Like, it's just fun. You know, for a lot of years, kind of in the 80s, those Super Bowls were blowouts. So for a long time, people just said, I want to see a close game. I want to see a close game. So you'll often hear people my age say that. But a lot of Super Bowls have been great games in the last kind of 10 or 15 years. So, listen, I want a good game. I have a favorite that I think should win. And I also want them to win.
So, first you want to talk about who do Lions fans want to win, right? So, this is what I mean. Mm-hmm. So, we both want the Rams to win. I think the Rams will win. I assume you think the Rams
yes.
will win. Okay, we'll talk about our actual scores later.
Yep.
Lions fans. If you're a Lions fan and you're rooting for the Rams, totally understand that. Like myself, Stafford, obviously.
Yeah, we do not wish harm upon Stafford. There are some people who left
opposite. Poorly.
They left and they were jackasses, like Blake Griffin, that kind of stuff.
But yeah, Blake Griffin can go and tear his ACL, right? Yeah. Andre Drummond, same deal.
Yeah. Actually, nobody would know if Andre Drummond tore his ACL. He would just move a little bit slower.
Yeah, he still wouldn't jump.
Yeah, still wouldn't jump. And Dominican Sue?
No, not an ACL.
It's kind of controversial.
Maybe just like
sprained ankle, missed the Super Bowl.
Something like that.
That's fair.
And then there's the Bengals' point of view. The Bengals are a very similar franchise to the Lions. Fan base is pretty similar, I think.
Who day?
Fan base is similar. And the franchises are on a similar trajectory, right? Like the Lions are
2 years behind.
A QB and then a skill guy away from being the Bengals, I think. With a better O-line. Do you know what I mean?
Better O-line and worse defense.
Like, so, optimistic, obviously.
Like, in all seriousness, QB, wide receiver, and then you need 3 stud players on every level. Yeah. Defensive line, linebacker.
But it's QB, right? Yep. Like, if the Lions hit on a QB, they're going to be... I'm not saying they're making Super Bowl in 2 years, but I'm saying that this can be a kind of 10-7 team that gets in the playoffs. What?
Bryce Young, 2 years from now.
Yeah. There's a good chance. Malik Willis this year, maybe. We'll talk about him later.
Yep.
So if you're a Lions fan going for the Bengals, I get it. Like, I would rather see a Bengals close win than a Rams blowout, I think. Now, I don't know if the other people are going to agree with me there, but I would rather see a shootout or an OT game or something like that.
Boy, that's a good question.
Instead of a 40-10.
I'm okay seeing a Rams blowout just because I really want Stafford to win.
If the Rams blow him out, it's got to be Staff MVP, though.
Yes.
Yep. Yes.
I'm down with you there.
Okay. So thoughts on the actual game? Where's it going?
So I thought we should
spread at 4.5.
Yeah. So I thought we should look at position groups for a moment or two, just because they are actually interesting. And in my thorough research, which is about 4 minutes on CBSSportsline.com, maybe more, QBs. Like, just honestly, let's match up the QBs. Who's better? Because it's close.
No, Burrow's better.
I think Burrow's is a little bit better. Burrow.
Oh, for sure you said plural there. It was Burrows.
No.
Yes, it was.
No, don't rewind, folks. Burrow, like Burrow. Where do you work? Do you work at Ford or do you work at Ford's? You work at Ford. Do you work at Chrysler or do you work at Chryslers? You work at Chrysler, singular. Joe Burrow. Yeah, good dude. I agree with you. I think the Bengals have a slight favorite there, but it's close.
I think it's more than slight. I think Burrow right now is playing at an elite level, and while Stafford is great. Last week he wasn't spectacular, whereas Burrow the past couple weeks have just like if Burrow didn't play how he played, the Bengals lose those games probably by a lot, especially the Chiefs game.
So running backs are kind of interesting because Mixon is pretty good, but not great.
No,
and he has not been very good in the playoffs.
No, didn't score a touchdown. We need him to score a touchdown.
Yeah.
I think there were... Who has better running backs? I would say the Rams have better running backs. I think Akers and Michelle are better than Mixon and Samaje P.
Yeah, I thought just a little bit about that. The only problem is, was it the first or the second game of the playoffs where Akers just decided he just wanted to give the ball away a lot?
That was the Tampa Bay game,
was
right?
It? He wanted to give the ball away a lot.
So it's
very charitable.
Divisional game.
Yeah. I've got that as a push. Wide receivers.
It's got to be the Rams. I understand Chase and Higgins and Boyd are they're probably a top, maybe top 5 wide receiver trio in football. Whereas
for sure,
I think
maybe even higher than that.
Kupp is the best receiver in football without a doubt. One of the best players in football.
And OBJ's
awesome.
A really good wide receiver again.
We'll talk about OBJ later. I like some prop bets with him.
And the Jefferson dude is actually pretty solid too.
Van Jefferson is solid, but I don't know how big of a role, right? Especially with Higbee. Higbee should be back, right? So I don't know how deep they're going to go because Van Jefferson's their deep guy.
Yep.
Which leads me to my next thing. I think the Rams are going to be pretty conservative.
I agree. I think the Rams are going to be pretty conservative.
Which I don't want to see. I want to see Staff just chuck it 50 times.
I think they're assuming that Joe Burrow is going to be on his butt a lot, and since he's not going to be able to score more than 3 touchdowns or something like that, it's not going to be a 34-31 game. I think the Rams are going to play to get 24, 27 points, and assuming that Burrow will just not be able to stay upright. He's going to get sacked a few times. He'll be under a lot of pressure. He'll have to be dumping him off or throwing it out of bounds.
Yeah, I think, the Bengals, they're going to do a lot of dump-offs, a lot of screen passes, underneath stuff, and I think the Rams are going to give him that, obviously, right? They're going to probably play too deep or something shaded to Chase so you don't get burned deep.
Ramsey Chase will be interesting.
I wonder if he'll just shadow him the whole game.
I assume that's the case.
Or sometimes
I don't know.
They throw Ramsey on another body and then just put 2 guys on Chase.
Yep.
I don't know. I kind of want to just see Ramsey Chase.
Yeah, me too.
That'd be cool.
Yep.
And they're both not cocky. Yeah, they're both cocky, but they've both got big personalities.
Yep.
And would talk crap, but not to the level where it's like Norman and Odell. Remember that a couple years ago?
That was good. That was out of control.
Where they just were
throwing helmets and stuff. It was crazy. We skipped over it real briefly, but obviously the biggest difference is the offensive lines.
Okay,
right. So Cincinnati does not really have an offensive line.
So I think the Rams obviously win, and I think the biggest thing is the Rams D line versus the Bengals O line.
Yep.
That is just so easy, right? Donald, Miller, Floyd, all those guys going against the Bengals O line, which entering the playoffs was probably they probably had the worst offensive line in the playoffs.
Yes,
and they're in the Super Bowl, which is awesome.
Yeah,
but
mostly because of Burrow, right? Because of Chase and. The defense made some plays, but Burrow shows you again how important the quarterback is in this league.
And Burrow can only do so much, right? He can only escape so many sacks. He's not going to get sacked 9 times.
Last year against Tampa.
Well, yeah, it was no tackles, and Mahomes was literally running around the entire game.
Yep.
And we might get something close to that. And then if you just look on paper, like you said, look at the positions, the Bengals just do not have the guys to run with the Rams. The Bengals and Rams are completely opposite teams on opposite ends of the spectrum, right? The Rams are in their Super Bowl window right now. It's only going to last.
They have gone all in this year and next year, and then
yeah, right. It's lasting 2 years, maybe. I think that's kind of what they said last time the Rams were in the Super Bowl. But yeah, right. With Stafford, how much money he's going to be. Odell's going to want lots of money. Donald's getting older. Miller's old. Whatever. Whereas the Bengals have no business being in the Super Bowl. Barely snuck into the playoffs.
Oh, they're 2 years ahead of schedule.
Yes, I think they are 2 years ahead of schedule for sure. Because if the Lions are 2 years away from being the Bengals, then the Lions are 4 years away from the Super Bowl with that math.
Yes.
So the Lions are going to be in the Super Bowl in 4 years.
Yep.
Congratulations, Lions.
Yeah, for sure. 4 years.
We did it. Nice.
Yeah, good job, boys.
Nice.
We danced over it again real quick. Linebackers, DBs, pretty close. Both have some guys. Both are not spectacular position groups.
Probably both go to the Rams.
Yep.
Especially DBs.
Yep, close, but I don't think it's a super advantage, although Ramsey's obviously really good. And that guy they got off the coach, Waddle?
Eric Weddle.
Eric Weddle.
Yeah.
Like, he was literally on his couch a month ago.
For a couple years.
So awesome.
And he had a game high, 9 tackles last week or 2 weeks ago, whatever.
That's great.
So Rams.
How sick an athlete do you have to be for that?
What?
What about Cincy's kicker?
Well, that's the thing. I would love a 15-12 Bengals win where Mac Money just hits field goals all game and Matt Gay, my fantasy kicker, they just hit field goals all day. And McPherson, a kicker hasn't won Super Bowl MVP. I'm not saying one will. I'm just saying, kickers
He's
never
going
won
to have
Super
to
Bowl
kick
MVP.
3 60-yarders in order to be in the
If
MVP
it's
discussion.
a 6-3, a really, a low score. Well, last time the Rams were in the Super Bowl, they put up 3 points. Remember?
Yes, that's right.
10-3 or
it
something. Maybe 13-3 against
defensive struggle.
New England, right? So
Yeah.
I would love a field goal game. Actually, that would be so cool. It's obviously not going to happen. But McPherson, good story, cool dude.
Well, everybody goes for it on 4th down, too. So there's not... Those games don't exist.
I wonder if there's going to be a McVay on... Sometimes McVay makes decisions that
He does overthink himself a little bit. I'm going to be interested to see how he reacts. Because, Cincinnati's had 2 weeks. They're going to throw some different things. How McVay reacts is going to be interesting.
So we talked about how the Bengals kind of have to be conservative. I think they're going to have to run the ball a lot just to wear down, not necessarily to respect the pass, to wear down Donald and Miller up front, right?
And what's the other guy? Leonard?
Leonard Floyd. Yeah, Mr. Floyd.
Yep.
You just got to make tackles up front. So I think the Bengals are going to try to keep it close to the line of scrimmage for the most. Obviously, they're going to chuck it a couple times. They'll do some play action. But
You know what? I have an idea. I just attended a mental health webinar that was online. Really riveting content. And they now have sent me the link. So I think after we finish our talk tonight, why don't I just play the extra hour of the CMHA session? What do you think? It's good?
For me?
No, our fans might want it.
Oh, for the people.
Yeah, for the peeps.
No, I think they're okay.
You think they're okay?
They don't really come to us for that type of content.
Drink water, exercise, eat pretty well, do some yoga. Don't drink too much.
Okay, so back to the Rams. Back to the Rams.
Who asked you about that?
No one asked you about it.
No.
I am afraid the Rams might blow them out. I just, if you look at it on paper, the Rams, I think, are probably a little bit hungrier because they know they don't have much time left, whereas the Bengals, shouldn't even be here, right? So I'm afraid it's going to be a blowout. I'm going, here's my score. Do you have your score?
Yep.
I got 31-23 Rams. What do you have?
I have 31-26 Rams.
So I went first. So you for sure copy off me.
It's written down. 31-26. Read it. It's right there. 31-26. That's
Rams minus 4.5. You cut it at 4. So we both like the Rams to cover the spread.
Correct.
MVP?
I think
Stafford.
Matt Stafford.
Yeah, it has to be. If the Rams win, Stafford has to throw for 150 yards and a touchdown to get to. That's just how the MVP works for the Super Bowl. Unless Stafford throws 4 interceptions and fumbles 2 times, he's going to get the MVP, right?
I agree. He's going to throw pick sixes and fumble.
Or if
it'd be bad.
Donald gets a late touchdown to win the it has to be something crazy for Stafford not to get it, or Kupp goes for 12, 150 and 2 touchdowns,
and gets a couple reverses for big yards too.
Which I don't think will happen. I think the Rams win. And in turn, I think Staff has to get the MVP, which will be awesome.
Again, I just want to touch on Stafford just for another minute.
Yeah.
He was always good. He got lots of yards. Listen, did he throw some stupid picks? Yes, he has. And he went through a little bit of a stretch during the season, kind of about 2/3, where he was throwing lots of INTs. I think he might have led the league in interceptions, 16 or 18, a pretty big number.
So did Brett Favre. I don't care about interceptions.
Yep. Well, pick sixes hurt.
Yeah, but... Yeah. Sometimes they do smart pick sixes where you're just saving plays.
Go Stafford. And the other thing is, Aaron Donald is amazing. He is a freaking beast. and he's going to be tough to contain. I think he's healthy, right? And that extra week helps him. He might be the best player in football the last 5 years. Now, his position, you can only have so much influence. Yeah. So quarterbacks. So if you take quarterbacks out, I think Donald's been the best player in football the last 5 years.
Take quarterbacks out, who's 5 years. Probably Donald.
You can throw guys like
Ramsey has a case.
Yeah, Garrett or Bosa.
Garrett hasn't. They're too young, right? They haven't been around long enough. Like they haven't been in the league 5 years.
Dalvin Cook. The timing hasn't been spectacular, but Hopkins was great up until the last 2 years, that kind of stuff. But I've got Donald as the best player in football, non-quarterback the last 5 years. And just another quick reminder, the Lions did pick Eric Ebron just in front of Donald. That worked out well.
Okay, thank you for bringing that up. The past week and a half, all I have heard about... So the Lions don't get lots of national media love, which I get. All I've heard about is how much of a poverty franchise the Lions are, and I'm just so tired of hearing about it.
Tired of it.
Like, everyone's like, wow, look, it's good for Stafford,
To get out of an awful situation in Detroit.
And look, I'm not saying that... I don't want to defend the Lions and bash Stafford, but Stafford was part of the problem for a long time in Detroit.
And he was treated well in Detroit. Fans pretty much loved him.
And look, I love Stafford. I'm glad he's succeeding. But people are acting like, wow, imagine if Stafford was in this position. Well, yeah, obviously, if you had a super offensive young guy like McVay with the weapons on the Rams, he's going to do better than what he did in Detroit. But I'm just saying the Lions aren't completely to blame. Stafford had some really bad plays in big games. That aside, I love Stafford. I really want him to win. I really want him to get the MVP. But Joe Burrow, man, he's cool.
He's cool.
In terms of coolest dudes, now I am still on Team Herbo, right? In 10 years, 15 years, Herbert and Burrow, that'll be a thing. I'm still Team Herbo.
And Chase and Allen. Sorry, and not Chase.
Mahomes and Allen?
Mahomes and Allen.
Yeah, they're kind of on a different, they're not quarterbacks. They're just, aliens, I think, right? Your QB tiers, you've got Allen, Mahomes, and then you've got your Rodgers, Brady, Burrow, Herbo, those kind of guys, Lamar.
You heard Gronk's quote, if he was going to play for another quarterback, do you know who it would be?
Yeah, Burrow. He's
Joe
done.
Burrow.
Gronk's got to retire.
He's just talking. He just likes the attention, and he's fun.
Gronk's going to retire, and he'll have the Hall of Fame ceremony. Is going to be Gronk and Brady.
Oh, and it's going to be a party.
And then Big Ben.
Yeah. Then who's that guy from Pittsburgh? Ben Cheeseburger?
He'll be on crutches at that, right? He's always injured. He'll for sure, a broken foot or something.
Yeah.
Maybe
he's going to balloon. Dude. He's going to be about 370 for his Hall of Fame induction.
Well, he was about 300 coming into every season, and then he'd lose some pounds. So he's just not going into a season this time.
Yeah, kind of like Harden.
Okay, so 31-23 Rams. I like them to cover. I just want to say I am afraid the Rams will blow them out. Okay. I think that is definitely on the table. But I don't want that.
Have you figured out what we're doing for the Super Bowl? Are you going with your buddies? You staying here?
I don't know yet.
Buddies can come here.
Oh, we'll figure it out.
Yeah, new Deo. Yeah, interesting.
We'll figure it out.
Okay.
Should we real briefly explain what Deo and New Deo is?
Yeah, you probably should.
Really quickly. I got a buddy. He watched with us one weekend, the sick weekend, when there was those 4 nuts games.
Yeah.
He watched.
He was there for all 4.
It was awesome. Good. Then next weekend he couldn't come, so we got a different buddy of mine who we refer to as New Deo.
Yeah, some people call him Alessio. His family might call him Alessio, but he's now New Deo.
So, because the original guy was named Deo. So New Deo watched with us. So Deo and New Deo are a couple of my buddies. So that's what that reference was.
I got to give another shout out.
Sure.
Dr. Albano. Man, respect. I freaking was in rough shape.
You got it. Now everyone's like, why is he in rough shape?
Tennis. People. I hurt myself playing tennis. The only time I play inside, I should just play outside because it's obviously so much safer.
Especially after you shovel and they're nice and slick.
Yeah.
Especially when there's snow on the courts, that's when the
put a little bit of, it's good. Ice melts. If it's really bad, we play in boots.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. So I hurt myself Friday, limping around at work in pretty rough shape. I get home, was in terrible shape.
Asked for a cane.
Saturday morning.
Asked for
was
a
it
walking
Saturday morning
cane.
or was it Friday night where I asked for the cane? I think it was Saturday morning.
Saturday morning. That was my way to work.
Freaking tough getting out of bed. So I got a cane. I go see Dr. Albano, and he said, Tal, after you do this, you'll be 50% better. So I was probably about 35% better, which was good because I no longer needed the cane.
Yeah.
And I could walk a little bit. What day is it? So we're recording on Wednesday night. and I'm going to try doing some volleying tomorrow. If anybody talks to my mom, you can't tell her that I'm going to try and play tennis tomorrow because I said I would give it a couple more days.
I'll see Grandin tomorrow. I'll let her know. I'll be there tomorrow.
Don't do that.
No, I'll say
he's taking it easy. Lots of therapy and
physical and emotional therapy, right? Getting back to the right state to go and play
100%.
Yeah,
100%.
Well, you need the 2 weeks off, right? Your Super Bowl's coming up in a couple weeks. Get some extra time to rest, right?
So it'd be 6 days. That's fine.
That's fine.
Fine, plenty. Okay, so now we're going to talk about the whole betting stuff. Just not my jam. So Isaac told me to pick some stuff. I didn't really do my homework terribly well. I looked at some of the player bets that I liked, and I listed those player bets. That's all I did.
Okay, go for it.
Okay, so sack by Miller and sack by Donald. I like each of those bets.
Same.
Miller's minus 185, Donald's minus 220. I don't know what that means. Receiving yards for OBJ, 63 and a half. That's interesting. And Kupp, even though he always gets over 100 yards, his number is 105 and a half. And it's obvious. I think a lot of people are just going to run with Kupp. I don't like Kupp's bet. I think he'll get lots of targets, but over 105, man, that's hard. I'd rather go with OBJ. Chase is only 79 and a half.
Okay, so you're throwing out... Okay, so Miller I like, Donald Sack I like. I have a couple parlays I'll throw out there. OBJ yards and receptions, right? 5.5 receptions for Odell.
Okay.
My logic is thinking the Bengals are going to put so much manpower into stopping Kupp, which is why I don't like his number, right? It's like 107 or 106 yards.
Yep.
That's so many yards. And like you said, he gets 100 yards all the time. That's so scary to watch.
He can get 98 yards. He can get
2 touchdowns.
7 receptions, 2 touchdowns, lots of key first downs, but he doesn't have any chunk plays.
Yeah, right? Will he get unlocked for a 40-yard play, which he usually does. But will the Bengals play too deep and make everything go in front of him?
Right, and Stafford's just going to run underneath crossing stuff. And I'm assuming they're going to run patient and be smart with that stuff.
Okay, what else do you like?
Receiving yards for Chase, 79 and a half.
That scares me. I don't know. I know that's not as high as Kupp's. 80 yards if Ramsey's shadowing him, which is a possibility. I'm staying away from that.
Again, I don't think Chase gets a lot. Do you know what his receptions is?
It's only 5.5. So
I would actually pick the under. I'm going to be 5 for 80. He'll get a chunk play,
so I'm actually
40
opposite.
yards.
I'm opposite. I would rather take receptions and leave yards.
Okay.
I would expect a 6 for 50 or whatever.
Okay, so I'm taking yards, you're taking receptions. That's something that's different between us.
Yeah.
Receiving yards for Mixon. I think Burrow's going to have to dump it off a lot just because he's getting killed. 25 and a half, which I think should be able to beat. I don't know how many completions for Mixon. Do you have that?
I think it was 3.5 or 4.5.
That makes sense. Yeah, and I would say he's going to have 4 or 5 receptions.
I like Higgins. I like T. Higgins here, right? His yards are 68.5 yards. I like the
only
over
10 less than Chase. That's interesting.
Yeah, you're right. When you look at it like that.
What type of attention is he going to get from Ramsey? And
I just think, especially if Uzama isn't 100%, Higgins is essentially a tight end, right? He's a big body.
Big dude. Oh, he's a tall dude.
Right, so I think they might run a lot of stuff with him. That's why I kind of like 60.5 yards. He's got 5.5 receptions as well. That's the same as Chase. So I like both, actually. I like 5.5 over, and I like over on 68.5 yards.
Okay.
I like Burrow over 0.5 interceptions. He's just going to throw a pick. I think
he's going to throw a pick.
He's going to be under too much pressure.
What about attempts? I didn't love completions for Burrow, but I liked attempts.
Attempts, what do you have? I didn't have it.
36 and a half.
Attempts? Yeah, I guess if you think at the way the game can go, either way, he's going to be throwing the ball a lot. I understand they're going to get Mixon involved, but he'll throw it a lot.
And I think completions were 25 and a half.
Yards, it was 270-ish or something, right? 270-ish, 280-ish.
I didn't look at that.
That I also don't hate because I see the Bengals having to throw the ball, right? If they're down 40-10, they're still going to be throwing it a lot. Or the Bengals.
That's why these bets are hard, right? Because you could get lots of just garbage yards.
So let me throw out a nice parlay. It's just the Stafford bet. Okay? So it's hammering the overs on Stafford.
Okay.
Over 35. 35.5
I've got 35
attempts.
and a half, so 36 attempts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
24.5 completions.
I got that as well, I agree.
1.5 passing touchdowns over.
Oh, for sure.
You really like that.
Yeah,
eh?
I like that
Throw
a
some
lot.
money there.
Yeah, throw some money there.
280.5 yards over. 5.5 rushing yards. I like the over here. He's going to scramble once, right? He's been scrambling in the playoffs.
What is it, 5.5?
5.5 rushing yards.
Oh, he's going to do that.
He's going to scramble once and pick up 7 yards.
You know
Hopefully
what?
he doesn't
And
need.
Yeah. Because the problem is he's going to get a little crazy and he's going to want to lower his shoulder and he's just going to get obliterated.
See, I haven't seen him do that since like Tennessee.
Does not do that much, but you don't think he's going to be amped up for the Super Bowl?
Yeah. Remember that game? It was like 3 years ago or 4 years ago. And there was 2 separate instances where Stafford scrambled and trucked a dude.
Trucked a DB.
Head, shoulder down.
It was
trucked,
awesome.
Then trucked a linebacker and then trucked a DB.
Yeah, like he's got to be 225 pounds or something.
He was a bigger dude. Now he's kind of like
Yeah, now
slim.
he's a little quicker.
I also have a fun fact about Matt Stafford.
Does that have anything to do with his wife, Kelly?
No.
Okay.
He is actually friends with Clayton Kershaw.
Clayton, the
pitcher.
baseball player?
So most people probably understand that. On every single primetime
So often,
broadcast.
Lions and the Dodgers when they play too.
Doesn't matter if Stafford or Kershaw. So baseball fans don't care. Clayton Kershaw is like one of the best pitchers of the past like 20 years. He's awesome. Not great in the playoffs.
And he doesn't have much of an arm left now, but that's okay.
And Stafford, like they grew up together. They played baseball together. So every single primetime game for either of those dudes, it's like, wow, did you know that they're friends with another former athlete or another different athlete?
It's like Mariucci used to coach the Lions and Izzo were buddies, and they used to talk about that all the time.
So it will happen in the Super Bowl. I don't have a bet for when they talk about Kershaw.
Oh, and Kershaw will be at the game.
He is there because it's in LA. Yeah, I
sure.
heard that. So the Stafford bet, those 5 legs, that's plus 900, meaning a $50 bet is returning $500 if I got that right.
Completions, attempts, touchdowns, rushing yards,
Passing yards. Over on all of them.
passing yards. Okay.
Over on all of them.
So 5 overs, Stafford, and what's that? You bet how much and you win how much?
If I got this right, a $50 bet returns 500. Maybe something like that.
Let's do that.
I don't know if I got the numbers right, but it's a good bet.
It's a good bet. Stafford bet.
Okay, here's another. I don't want to tell people to put money on this, but it's a long shot bet that I really like.
We're telling people to put. That's why they're tuning in.
This is
for your knowledge and expertise.
Stafford anytime touchdown, not passing. It has to be rushing or receiving. Your payout is great, plus 650, which means that you put a little bit of money down and you'll make some money.
So you put $50 down, you make $650.
Something like that. I don't know. I'll check. So Stafford anytime touchdown. Now I have a good theory about how we
when we flip to off the top. Do you want me to start doing some off the top now?
I just want to a little bit bets. So Stafford anytime touchdown.
You do the bets a little bit more.
Okay.
We'll go back to anytime touchdown in a second. So there's a number of different ways that you can bet. It was funny when I was younger. Right, the only way to bet was illegally, or you go to Las Vegas. Now you can go anywhere and bet.
On my phone.
You can bet through your phone. Bet 365 is what
sponsor
we have
us.
used.
You guys should sponsor us. Bet 365.
Bet 365 should totally sponsor us.
We're a great sponsor.
Yeah, actually, reach out to them. They got people. We need people.
Okay.
That's a good idea,
Thanks.
and it makes it entertaining, right? Like it's fantasy football and that kind of stuff. Why every office is doing their office pools and things along those lines. Boss move by Cincinnati. They closed all the schools for the Monday after the game, which is awesome. So that way all the kids in Cincinnati can stay up late and get drunk with their dads and then not go to school the next day.
How old are the kids in Cincinnati that are getting drunk with dads?
You've been to Cincinnati. Do you think they care? Oh, Billy Bob, you're 8. You're going to have a beer.
Our Cincinnati fan base is rioting right now. They're so upset. I can just hear the producer. Our Cincinnati fans.
You mean all the Billy Bobs? They're like,
Yeah.
My name's Billy Joe, not Billy Bob.
$50 bet on Stafford to score a touchdown returns $375. So
That's actually not as much as I thought.
if you put it with other stuff, you'll make a ton of money. I think, look, Philly special on the goal line. Odell has a good arm.
Oh, Odell does have a good arm.
I'm just saying.
That'd be so much fun.
Stafford, anytime touchdown, Odell will likely throw it, and they love that QB sneak on the goal line. They watch the Dallas tape.
So is that part of a parlay or is that a standalone?
Here it's just standalone
Okay.
because that's a really bold one to throw in apart, right? Because if you hit on everything except Stafford catching a touchdown, you're gonna kind of feel dumb.
Yeah.
So that might be a little side bet.
Okay.
And then this is the last one. This is just a touchdown bet. Higgins to score a touchdown, Odell to score a touchdown, Kupp to score a touchdown, Mixon to score a touchdown. So 4 dudes.
Okay, Higgins, Odell,
Kupp and Mixon. $50 bet returns $11.50.
Ooh, it's pretty solid.
Plus 2,200 odds. So I like Higgins to score a touchdown. Big red zone threat.
Yep.
Chase is going to be, especially in the red zone, that's going to be scary with Ramsey draped to him in the red zone. Odell's going to get in the end zone.
The scoring the touchdown is hard because even the best players often only get 6 or 7 touchdowns in a season. The best wide receivers.
Except Kupp. Kupp has like a billion.
Kupp's
scoring a touchdown.
Kupp getting a touchdown for sure.
Mixon, I think, will have to get in, and Odell, they're getting in.
Yeah, if Kupp, like you probably lose money if Kupp only scores 1 touchdown.
Yeah, you have to throw down a lot of money. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess we went over all the parlays. Like Donald and Miller is a really easy one.
Yeah, listen, if you have real questions, just reach out to Isaac on Instagram, and he'll give you free advice.
Free, yeah.
Free. Okay, we need to go to off the top stuff.
Sure.
Okay, enjoy the Super Bowl and drink responsibly. And don't do drugs because they're not good for you. Okay, so we're going to go into more detail about the NBA trades next week, but like some stuff has already happened, right? Like McCollum, Portland's just mailing it in. I have no idea what Indiana's doing, trading Sabonis, and now they're traded other guys.
We're talking about this next. We just address it. The trades are goofy.
The trades are goofy.
When you guys might be hearing this, there might be more. Right, trade deadline is tomorrow, 3 p.m.
Oh, for sure there's going to be more. So I have a question
Thursday.
for you. Harden, Simmons?
I don't think it happens. Nothing has happened like that in NBA history, where like 2 contending teams swap stars.
Yeah.
That's never happened. I don't think it'll happen.
Very rarely has a trade deadline significantly impacted like an NBA champion. I've got 3. Sheed is 1. Marc Gasol for the Raptors is 2. And one other guy a long time ago.
Really? I would need to look at that, but okay.
It's just not significant.
Well, if the Miami Heat are winning the East and maybe winning the finals. They are so good. I'm sorry.
They're so good.
They're so good. Jimmy's looked great. They don't.
Listen, a Heat Golden State Finals would be so much fun to watch.
That's good, real basketball.
Yep.
Miami and Golden State, opposite styles of play.
Yep.
Real basketball, not fake basketball.
I wouldn't say opposite styles of play because Golden State can actually play D.
No, opposite. I mean, like Steph Curry will shoot from 30 feet out.
Oh yeah.
Whereas like
Jimmy will shoot from 3 feet out.
Yes, maybe like 12 if he's feeling his J. Right.
He's feeling it.
Maybe.
Yeah. So Golden State has the second best record in the league. Their big 3, do you know how long they played together for?
Drake, Clay, and Steph?
Yep.
9 years?
No. This season.
Oh, 12 games?
7 seconds. Because Clay didn't come back until, January something.
Yeah.
Draymond was injured, but he said, I got to do the opening tip. So he did the opening tip.
That's right.
7 seconds, and then that was it.
Saw that.
So they've only played together for 7 seconds, and they have the best record in the league.
I like the war. I think the Suns have a legit shot.
Oh, Suns are solid. Utah is not going to be fun to play, but
no,
I don't think they'll win the first round, but they're not going to win the second round.
As of right now,
But Memphis, man, I do not want to play them.
I don't want to play Memphis. They're not winning anything right now. But
they're going to let's assume that they have to play Golden State. That's going to be 7 games, and it's going to be hard. That's
going to be a lot of fun, too. John Steph, wow, that's going to be fun.
Yeah, John's a freak.
Okay, but next episode, we'll talk
probably
talk a lot of NBA stuff.
Yeah, just a couple more NBA things real quick. Top 15 coaches of all time. Obviously, Popovich gets in there, but I was really impressed that lots of really good dudes, Red Auerbach and all those guys, but Daly, right? Bad Boy Pistons, thank you. But Steve Kerr and Spoelstra both made top 15.
That doesn't surprise me.
Kerr, I could see that, but
Spo's awesome. Spo's got a lot of respect.
I was really impressed with that. That was cool. Good for Spo.
Yeah, he's cool.
Yeah, we just need to chat about the Pistons game that we went to last week. It was the first time we'd gone to a game in like 2 years.
In Detroit, yeah.
A little bit of a pain in the butt to get to because we got to go all vaccine and check and shove stuff up your nose.
You anti-vax?
Actually, I am pro-vax because guess what? Science freaking works. If you don't like science, you're a jackass. Sorry for the ear rape, everybody. Grant looked pretty good. Like, it's funny. Grant scores and he has a couple of sick blocks, like hardly any rebounds, not very many dimes.
No, Grant just gets buckets. That's right.
Buckets and a couple of sweet blocks.
Yep, that's right.
Frank Jackson looked pretty good. I was
Frank
impressed
Jackson
with
was good.
Frank.
I don't want to trade him yet. People are talking about trading him.
You know what?
Get something good.
I thought they were, but all you're going to get is a second round pick.
I don't want that.
I'd rather keep him for a couple years. I like Frank Jackson.
We miss Cade again. That's okay.
So yeah,
We'll
we've
get you
got to
next
see
time,
the
man.
Pistons twice this year. Once in Miami, once in Detroit. We've missed Cade both times.
It's okay. It's all right.
Yeah,
It's happened for a reason. If Cade
it's happened for a reason.
Cade would have got injured. It's
Yep,
okay.
it's okay,
We'll see
it's
him
okay.
next game if it's meant to be.
Olympics, nobody cares.
That was I've been on this take forever, and you stole that
Yep.
take.
Okay.
I've not. No disrespect to the Olympics, CEO of Olympics. I'm sorry. Go Canada, obviously.
Yep.
I like seeing the flag, but I'm not.
So happy to see the Lakers and the Nets sucking. It's so great to see.
Yeah, that is good to see.
Quarterback carousel. So obviously there's Wilson and Rodgers and everybody. But now, what's the deal with Murray?
Yeah, that's stupid. He's unfollowed the Cardinals and all this. You know what it means?
He switched phones or something. I don't know.
No. He wants an extension, and this is how young men who aren't well trained in the NFL handle that type of
Doesn't
thing.
he have handlers who say,
No, he
this
grew
is
up
how you're
with-
going to do it?
Right? He's a few years older than me, which is kind of crazy to think about. He
kinda
probably
crazy.
doesn't have a sick podcast. Sorry, Kyler.
Yeah, he probably doesn't.
No.
Although, I'm going to guess if he did one episode for 1 minute, he would have more he would have
Well, now-
more followers than we have in our history.
Well, now Arizona hates him.
Oh, no, people would still watch him.
No,
Yeah.
Arizona's mad because he is just, I want my money, and he should get his money.
He should get his money.
But
Although,
there's a better way to handle that.
he's got a guy who makes a ton of things happen, but then gets beat up or crappy by the end of the year.
You still have to pay him. He's so special.
Yep, I agree. Boba Fett, it's pretty good.
Yeah, Boba Fett's sick.
No spoilers. I haven't watched the last one because I think it just came out today. It's good. You should watch Boba Fett.
Obi-Wan Kenobi show coming in May with Ewan McGregor.
Oh,
Yeah, May.
that's awesome. Like old Obi.
Well, it's in between Obi. So it's after he dropped off Luke,
Yeah.
he's just hanging out on Tatooine.
Okay,
It's
but
him
not
doing
like
stuff.
Alec Guinness, old dude, but
Nope.
50 or something.
Yeah, I don't really know how the years work in Star Wars, but yeah,
Okay.
he'll have a beard, but it won't be white.
Okay, that'd be just a little bit of white. Yeah, that was my pen. Crazy rumor. So the Pistons trade for Dame Lillard this summer.
Cool.
Yeah.
I can get behind that.
They're going to trade Grant, a first-round draft pick,
Hayes.
Killian Hayes, yes, and 2 signed Cade Cunningham jerseys.
That alone.
That's pretty big.
That alone.
That's pretty big.
My rumor, the MLB has made some really silly decisions about all this negotiation nonsense, and no one really knows why. I know why. They're just trying to lose all of their fans.
Must be it. Yeah.
I don't know why they're losing their fans, but that's their goal. That's clearly what they want.
Is it kind of like Major League when the owner just wants to lose all the games and move somewhere?
MLB doesn't have a lot of fans to lose, right?
No, baseball.
NFL is so dominant.
Listen, we're big Tiger fans because we're here and we're there, but baseball's not that exciting.
No, it will be when the Tigers are good if the MLB is still around in a couple years.
For sure.
But we're not there yet.
Yeah. Who's going to win a championship first, Lions or Tigers?
Tigers.
Lions.
That's wrong, but okay.
Okay. That's it. 38 minutes, man. This is supposed to be short. We got to be 35. You talk too much, kid. Actually, I probably talk too much. Okay. Anything else?
No.
Okay. Have a good night, everybody. See you next week.